Man, that Todd guy, right? Oh.
Give me a ride. Can't pay anything, Todd.
Our next performer is often mistaken as a confused high schooler who sunburns easily. He's enjoyed his wife making him take this class. Please welcome Todd Lynam, everybody. Todd.
All right, perfect height. All right, so my name is Todd, like you said. And my coworkers, they refer to me as a bearded Seattle hipster type, which honestly I take as a compliment. I started growing a beard when my wife's friends told her that she looked like a college professor and I looked like a high schooler. I was born with hearing loss, and so I'm really good at making straight men feel uncomfortable when I read their lips. Yeah, so as you know, Rachel's from China, and so we visit there once a year. And I love visiting there since I became a celebrity at the Great Wall. You see, 99% of the people there are from rural China. And from rural China, as cities with a couple million or less people. And so, you know, as you would expect, they haven't seen many foreigners, so they want to take lots of pictures. And this one incident stood out to me. Normally, it's families wanted to take pictures, and this family came up and they signaled they didn't want to take pictures, and I was getting I had a routine going, so I get my blue steel face flirty and everything. Suddenly, the man reached out and grabbed my hand, and I was shocked. You know, I thought it was a robbery going on. I was like, oh shit, like, you know, like I immediately looked behind me, like, been robbed before, and so like, you know, I had getting PTSD and everything, but it turned out he grabbed my hand, and the wife and the child took a picture of us together. And as I learned later, it's common in China for men to casually hold hands. And I also learned that China is more progressive than Seattle. Yeah, so I love a lot of things about China, including my in-laws. My new mom is awesome. She got me this shirt. It says, if you can't read it, it says category destroyer, recognizer, surfwear. And it has, instead of a surfboard, it has a picture of an American muscle car. I think she has great style. Another thing I love about China is culture is, for names, they commonly, as you may know, they commonly pair words together. And Rachel's name, Yujiao, means lovely and, joyful and lovely, which is really nice. And they, in order to pronounce they don't have Todd in China, right? So, and so the closest thing to Todd is Taoza, which means peach sun, which is quite charming. I would have named our kid Swirling Panda for being mixed-race. My least favorite part about traveling, of course, is TSA. And one incident stands out. It was just ridiculous. It was during a holiday season, and the line was so long it was going into the parking lot. This is because, you know, they only had one station going, which was very convenient. And so I'm 40 minutes into this line, and this handsome man approaches me, and he leans in. You want to make a quick $20? I was taken back, but I said sure. He said, okay, I want to cut in line, and how about we pretend we know each other. I'll come back later, and I'll pay you $20. So I was like, okay, this sounds pretty cool. I like this guy. So I expected him to go away and come back like 5 minutes later, but he literally just walked 10 feet away and circles back, playing like, hey! I'm like, you idiot, like we were just talking to each other. You're fooling nobody. But I didn't care, because I got someone to talk to, right? You know, long line, and I'm just bored as hell. But to my dismay, he we talked, he gave me the $20, and he turned as if we've never met. And, I'm like, what the hell? That's not part of the deal. And so, at first I was in shock, and then I started getting pissed off, and I just got, as the time went on, it was still a long time, right? And so I slowly built up an anger, and eventually worked up the courage to tap him on the shoulder, and be like, hey, how are your wife and kids, He was a little confused, but he said, oh, they're fine, thanks. And so as I tried talking louder to try to bring in the people around us, and I was like, I'm so sorry to hear about your mother, it's so difficult losing a parent. And so he was very, very confused, but I kept going. This is when he got pissed. I was like, I can't believe you hooked up with that old man after the funeral. So dirty. And he was pretty pissed off at this point, but I didn't care. And then, he's about to leave, and I'm just like, so when are you gonna tell your wife about us? And he's like, what the fuck? So he's just furious, and then I take the $20, throw it right in his face, and say, didn't last night mean anything to you?